On today's podcast, we get to introduce one of the most amazing, incredible women that I have ever met. Zara Kai is not only a holistic health practitioner, coach, she has transformed her body as well as transformed hundreds of other women's bodies, inspired them. She also had an acting background. This woman is a superwoman, and I cannot wait for you to learn from her today, learn how she's grown her business, how she's made money, and how she's helped hundreds of other women change their lives. Hey, beautiful. Welcome to an amazing episode of our podcast, Living Boldly Podcast. This is your weekly big sister advice on mastering influence, embracing your femininity, and handling any challenge of life throws your way. Miss Zara, welcome to the Living Boldly Podcast. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I've seen you transform your mindset, your body, your ability to really pour into the people around you and step into your leadership and step into what it means to be an amazing businesswoman. So I just want to applaud you for who you are. Can you introduce yourself? Like, what is it exactly that you do? Because you do things a little bit differently than most, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I think most people need to hear it so they can learn how to transform their own gut and have that flat tummy, have a better life.
Yeah, so I'm a gut health and a holistic weight loss coach. So my approach is really honing in on the gut. So I work on like what's really happening internally. So I work on how to cleanse the gut, how to balance hormones, how to lose weight, essentially not just like going to the gym, but like what you're putting in your body. So diet. I also work on how to feel confident within too, because the gut can also affect that as well. So I do a lot of work internally and getting deep into like the root cause of gut health issues for a lot of women.
Well, I think a lot of women have a lot of issues with that as well, and they have no idea. I remember, when I was first starting like on my weight loss journey, or just getting toned, getting really lean, like I felt like I got tiny, but my bottom of my stomach would always stick out. Now I know it was probably a gut issue, but back then I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be really flat? Why can't I be really toned? And I would try to do abs and abs and abs to try to fix it. And I definitely think from everything that you're saying right now that it was probably my food.
Yeah. Food plays a big role. Like even like before, like I would always be bloated, like, cause I'm like lactose. So like I knew for me, it was and when I would go to the doctor, or like when I would go to like, practitioners, or just like seek help, they would never say like, hey, it could be your gut. They would just say like, oh, just eat clean, work out. But they would never say like what eating clean actually meant. And so I was like, okay, well, something's not working. So I decided to take that responsibility onto my own hands and really study like, okay, what is going on with my gut, and how can I really fix that in a way where it's like holistic, and it's a way where it actually works long-term versus like a pill or taking like a supplement and having to rely on that way.
Yeah. And you were able to create this with yourself. I know, what is it that you lost like 60 pounds or something doing it this way, had an incredible body transformation with yourself, and now take that and created a business with it and is helping so many other women do the same thing. I think that a lot of women are afraid to do that, afraid of having a transformation and being able to take that expertise, learn everything they can, and be able to sell that to somebody else. Can you kind of explain that journey and like that process and why you wanted to help so many people?
Yeah, because for me, like I had PCOS, and for me, like my weight always fluctuated. Like even when I was a little girl, like I was always tall and bigger. So it was a lot with my confidence, and I never always felt good in my body. Like I would try losing weight, playing sports, and then I would do good, keep gaining weight. So it was more like a confidence thing. And I was like, one day, when I graduated high school, I'm like, I don't want to look like this anymore. So that was when my PCOS got really bad, and also when my depression got really bad. So I decided, okay, like I need to figure out what to do. And I remember going to the doctors, and they're saying like, oh, just take birth control if you have PCOS, or take this. And I knew for me, like that wasn't going to be the solution, because I knew like being on birth control, that was going to cause harm to like my hormones, and I wanted children, and I still do. So I decided to really study and figure out, okay, what can I do? And that's when I came apart this book. It's called Healthy Foods, and I forgot the author, but I was studying that book because it literally had everything in there. Like it was going through like, different health issues, how to heal it with food. So there was a section that said PCOS. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about. So I opened the book. I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I can increase my berries, or I can eat like more plant-based, reducing the dairy. So I started doing that and implementing. And from me implementing that every single day, I started seeing changes like my energy, my skin, and also I was losing weight, especially around my tummy, because I used to have like a really big tummy. And I'm like, wow, this really works. And that was my like fell in love with holistic health, because I'm like, wow, you can really change not only your body, but how you feel and how you look just through like what you consume and what you eat. And I think that was like the start of my journey, and that really made me say like, this works. Like every woman should feel like this. Like every woman should know the right foods to eat so that they can, feel beautiful, but also like lose the weight that we've been struggling to lose for so long.
And you did it quick too. I think you said like 60 pounds in what, 3 months?
3 months. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a massive physical shift.
Yeah.
What do you feel like was the internal shift for you?
I think the internal shift was my, like, I think it was confidence, but also like, wow, like I realized that losing weight doesn't have to be hard. Because I feel like with a lot of us, we're like going, like gym, like 5 days a week. Like that's really good for like, your overall body, but it doesn't have to feel like you're trying so hard and doing all these things to lose weight. Like it can really just be a simple shift in what you're eating and how you're combining your foods that could really make,
And you've been able to take this and pour it into other women, right? So where was that aha? Where was it like, oh, like I'm going to try to make this a business?
I think it was when my friends were like, whoa, you lost a lot of weight. And they were like asking me for advice, and I would like make little meal plans for them and make little gut health plans for them. And it worked. And I also did the same with my mom as well. So it worked on like my family members, my friends. And I was like, this is something that can change a lot more women's lives. So I started posting little like quick tips on like TikTok, kind of like not as serious as I should be, but I started posting things like that. And it was getting a lot of traction. And at first I was a little scared. I was like, that's a lot. But I started doing things like that and realized it's actually helping people. So I think that was the main click that transitioned into me starting a business to help more people.
Yeah. From starting a business, a lot of people start businesses and fail, especially because they don't understand, first of all, how to get clients. They don't understand how to maintain clients. They don't understand how to get people to buy from them. I know that you went through all of our stuff, our training, went through our retreats and stuff as well. What did you feel like before? Did you know things about sales? Did you know how to sell people? Were you kind of figuring it out as you go? Like, what was your process, before we went into our stuff?
Yeah, I had no idea how, like, I wasn't conscious of like, okay, I have to do this. Like, I didn't know how to sell at all. And I was kind of winging it. I was kind of like, I guess, like guessing like, okay, maybe I should do this, but there was no structure at all. And I was kind of like hoping and praying like, okay, something will happen, hopefully. Yeah, I had no idea.
So nothing before us? Zero.
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. And then, so this was before you learned red. So before you learned red, what was a sales conversation like with these women? Just like, hey, like I can help you. I promise. Look what I've done before. What did it look like?
It looked horrible, to be honest. There was no structure. Because also too, I was really excited to help them. So it almost came across as a lot of mumble jumble, a lot of stuttering, not a lot of confidence too, because you're speaking with people on the internet. So you're like, for me, I was like, okay, I don't want to come off as too pushy. Like I was really over perceiving myself or over trying to like have the right perception or having people perceive me the right way. So it did come off as like there's something, like I wasn't attracting the right clients because there was something kind of blocking me because I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, okay, if I just keep talking and explaining my product or explaining how I can help them, like maybe they'll buy or maybe they'll want to join my program. But there was no real actual structure, no script, no psychology. Like it was me trying to.
Lots of objections.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you feel like, because I feel like a lot of women go through this, they're trying to do something, they're trying to figure it out. They're getting sales objections. People are saying no, even though they feel in their body and their soul, like, hey, I have knowledge that can help you. Like I can change your life. I can do all this stuff for you. Like I've done it for me. I've done it for somebody else. Like I can do it for you. And that frustration that comes because like you're annoyed with the fact that you can't communicate it in a way to where they can receive it and like they want it. Was there what point where you're like, I need help?
I think like about like about 5 to 6 months in, I'm like, yeah, I need help, because it was getting so frustrated to the point where like no money was being made. I wasn't closing anybody. I was getting objections like left, right, and center. Even women coming on call like yelling at me, and
Oh,
I'm like, yeah. And I didn't know how to take that, because I'm like, oh well, I'm just trying to help. Like I don't even know how to like disarm them. I don't even know how to go about the call, and it was really frustrating to a point where I literally broke down crying, because I'm like, I have a product that can really help somebody, but nobody's understanding. So I almost felt like that misunderstood, didn't know where to go. And that was when I actually found one of your reels on my timeline. And I was like, oh, I like
sales.
everything this woman is saying. Yeah.
Okay, so you were part of, our training programs. You learned our red methodology. How was using red like able to change your process? Like I know it gave you structure, but like what did it do for you in terms of making a sale feel authentic and genuine and like allow you to make more money? Like what was that process looking like for you?
I feel like it allowed me to be more like myself, like more authentic, because it didn't feel pushy. It didn't feel like I was forcing people. It felt like I was truly trying to understand like their pain point. And I feel like that was the first time where people actually got really deep with me. Like a lot of like clients that I have now, like in our calls, they were really telling me like a lot of, deep trauma that they have about how they don't feel intimate with their husbands. And I was
Wow.
getting pain points that would be able to help them. And I was like, wow, like no woman has ever opened up to me like that and trusted me. Like I was a safe space for them to share that and trust me to help them like move through that. And I think Red gave me structure, yes, but it also gave me like a way so I can actually help people move through their pains with
Mhm.
integrity, but also helping them feel comfortable speaking with me.
Mhm. I want to bring up, something from your past because I think before you were doing acting and different things like that. So it's interesting having those skills, being able to present, perform, and having a disconnect with having a sales conversation, having those are two different types of skills,
Yeah.
with you being able to do that. Did you feel like at any time with the acting that would give you something to utilize today? Or like help me understand what parts of acting can you take and utilize as being a business owner today, and like what parts were like very different?
I think with the acting, it helped me with my tonality. It helped me because it almost felt like, this sounds weird, but it felt like the sales process, not like I was performing, but it felt like it's a play. Because
Yes.
like positioning, the way it faded, I feel like that came really natural to me. And also like when I was building my script, memorizing it, but not only just memorizing it like a robot, but like being able to like say it in different tones, being able to say it backwards, like that part of acting really helped with like the red. And also as well like being able to be present as well, because when you're acting you have to be present in order to
Mhm.
like say your next line. So I think that was something that gave me like a big benefit from like the acting and switching into sales, even though they're two
Mhm.
different things. Yeah.
Yeah, and being, a business owner, I feel like it's really important for you to increase your skill set and for you to be really good at what you do, right? And as a business owner, you have multiple different hats. So I applaud you. First of all, you already have a skill set of like the acting, which is going to help. Secondly, now you have a skill set of sales going in there, pouring in that. Thirdly, I know that you traveled where like to Colombia to like learn about alkaline health, right? Can you explain that? Because most people don't have that skill set, and what has that skill set allowed you to be able to know today that most people don't?
Yeah, so when I was in Colombia, I was studying herbalism. So I was able to like
Mm.
be on land, harvest herbs, and like
Oh,
pair.
that's so cool.
Yeah. And it was a great opportunity because I was able to see like how people actually live from the land and how powerful, using natural herbs and how they're able to heal. And I think that gave me a good understanding of knowing like holistically how you can heal your body with things that you have around. Like you can literally go out into the forest and you can find things like nettle or chamomile that can help you with like a cold, or that can help you with energy or iron. And a lot of people, they spend a lot on like supplements that they take, throughout their whole entire life. But you can take things that are directly from the earth that
Mhm.
you use and you heal, and you can actually, heal yourself, but you don't have to be dependent on that. So I learned a lot about how the earth is really great when you have these tools to help you heal, and it's really good to utilize, what Mother Earth has given.
What's a tool? What's something that we can use, like, around easy that would allow us to have a flat tummy? I know everyone's getting ready. Like the summer is going to come. Everyone wants to be lean. Everyone wants to look good. Is there anything that somebody can do like daily that would possibly help with that?
Yes. So there's two things that I have. One thing I feel like everyone has it around their house, and it's actually lemon. So
Okay.
lemon is actually like my favorite, and I like to mix it with cayenne pepper. So I get like a shot, like a little shot glass, and I put like warm water, and I take like 2 squeezes of lemon and just like a sprinkle of cayenne pepper, and I take a shot. And this is really good because the lemon helps with like hydrochloric acid. So it almost acts like a digestive enzyme to help break down your food effectively and keep you snatched. And then the cayenne pepper acts like a stimulant, so it helps boost and move food out of your body really quickly, so it's not staying there, you're not bloated. So like every time that you eat, like you're not just getting bloated or getting gassy, and the food actually moves down your track. So that's what I do like every single day. Like I do not start any day without taking lemon and cayenne shots every day.
I don't know if anybody else like that's watching this, as their mouth is all salivating, but you're like talking about lemons, and my whole mouth is like, I can taste lemon right now. It's so crazy. Okay, so besides that, or is that the two things, lemon and cayenne pepper together, shot every day?
Yes, that's the two things that I mix together. Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so every morning just a little shot. Okay, so and then that's supposed to help let's stay lean. That's supposed to help all the food go away, or like I know you're saying help me break it down, but like help me understand.
Yeah, so it's supposed to help break down the food, so like you're staying lean. So like instead of food, because typically bloating, a lot of it is due to indigestion. So food longer than it should, and it's going to cause fermentation. And when you have excess fermentation, that's when you get like the bloating, the gas, the IBS, the constipation.
Yeah.
Food is sitting there mixing with a bunch of water. That's when you get like the jiggly belly that people usually belly. So the lemon helps really speed up that reaction so that your body doesn't, so the food doesn't ferment, so you're able to get rid of the food quickly, so you're staying snatched, and you're also making sure that you're not bloated and you're having consistent bowel movements, which is really important.
One thing that I think is a misconception a lot about working out and about like health and eating is the amount of food and like the hours and the time, and there's so many different people out there. Make sure that you don't eat before the gym. Make sure you do eat. Make sure you intermittent fast. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. Eat every 3 hours. Eat 4 meals a day. Like there's so much information out there. Do you feel like it's depending on the body type? Do you feel like some things are a little just like trendy, or like how do people even know what to do? Because there's so many things out there.
There's a lot of things out, and I think a lot of it is trendy. But I would say for the most part, for a woman, because we have our hormones change like every single week, like our hormones are constantly changing. So one of the things I would say for a woman is that fasting for a long period of time actually doesn't work for us because we have something called the adrenals, and when we fast for too long, like let's say we're fasting for like a day, I see a lot of women like doing 2-day fasts. I'm like, okay, that's too much, because we start to get irritable and we start to mess with our natural hormone cycle. So this is when we see like we get irregular periods because we're fasting too much, or we get heavy bleeding when we fast too much. So I would say for a woman, generically, like yes, your body type is really important, but I would say for the most part, for a woman, we should actually be eating in like a circadian rhythm and eating with the sun and eating with like when the sun sets. So like, for example, eating from like 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. is really good, because when you break your fast, when the sun is at like the highest in the sky and like the noon time, we actually have more energy, and that's when our hormones are more favorable to actually break down our food, but also get nutrients from our food. So like, when the sun's out, we have that energy. And, when we're breaking down food, that's like an energy game. Like it's an energy exchange. And it takes energy to make energy, which is true. So like in order to break down your food, you actually need energy to break it down. So I think every woman should eat from the period of 12 to 6. When it comes to like when you should eat or like how many meals a day, I always say generically, you want to eat 2 hours after each other. So 2 hours after each other until it gets until 6 p.m. But you never want to eat too late at night, because that's when, your melatonin kicks in. And when melatonin...
I'm so bad at it. I love a snacky girl. I love snacks.
Yeah. And over time, though, it can affect your sleep cycle because you're messing with your body's natural production of melatonin, which is like sleep. So this is why we see like sometimes you get like insomnia, or sometimes when you sleep, you don't enter a deeper sleep. Or maybe most times I find with women, or like clients that I have, before they come to me, they'll eat late at night and then they'll wake up feeling even more tired.
Interesting.
Yeah, and their energy would like crash throughout the day. Like they would get tired at 12 when the sun is high and when you should have the most energy. So I see that cycle too.
Okay, well maybe I'll try that. Maybe that's why my sleep is messed up, because I'm eating late at night. I get my snackies and I'm just like, ah. But I try to be good, because at night I have this little concoction that I make with like protein powder and like water and like a little bit of chocolate chips, and it's like my cookie dough that I eat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's very good for me, but I'm like, oh, I have this sweet munchies and it's like 10 o'clock, but maybe I'll try it. I'll try to change it. I'll have a lemon shot. Can I have a lemon shot at 10 p.m. or is that going to be bad?
Yeah, well, not too late, like not like right before you go to bed, but I would say like by 7. So when you stop eating at 6, like by 7, 8, because that actually will help you so you don't have the cravings like at 10.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wake up and I have to eat because I lift really heavy at the gym, so I have to have something before the gym.
Yeah.
But that's my first time eating. I think I wake up at 7 and then I eat around like 9 is my first time eating, and then I just keep going. So maybe you can look at maybe I'm doing it all wrong, Zara. Okay, let's go back. I know that you've gone, so a lot of people don't know, but we do really intense trauma retreats where we take women and really help them break through a lot of stuff and pull out a different version of them and let them feel really worthy and step into like their greatness, step into their essence. And you went to one of them in Tulum, which was absolutely incredible. What was your experience in Tulum from like the woman that went into that retreat to the woman that you experience right now?
Oh, wow. Okay, that woman, first of all, I want to say I honor that old version of myself, but I feel like I came out of that experience very unrecognizable. Like when I first came in, I was very guarded, I wasn't okay with vulnerability. I was more sheltered, more like guarded, very, very, very like stubborn in my ways and not wanting to, be vulnerable and really have breakthroughs, especially in front of so many different women. I felt very like scared about that. So I came in very scared, almost like I was in like my little girl maiden energy when I came in. And I think that experience was something that it was such a great experience because I was able to unlock certain layers of myself that I never knew existed. And it almost felt like I came home to who I truly was.
Yeah.
It really like unleashed that fire in me. And I was like, wow, like this is the version of myself that I was holding back from not only myself, but from others. And it almost felt like, wow, like I can't believe like there's a side of me that feels worthy, that feels, like a goddess, that feels like really powerful, that is able to lead people, especially like at a young age. I felt like I didn't think these qualities that came out of me were possible.
How do you feel like that's affected your ability to sell more and your ability to be a business owner?
It made me believe in myself so much more and believe in what I was capable of. Because before, I had like, okay, I kind of believe, but now it's like I'm fully present and grounded in my body. I know what I'm capable of. And it made me feel like whatever I wanted, like I could achieve, and it made me feel more worthy. So now when I speak with other women, it's like I'm not really buying into like their stories that they would give to themselves, because before I feel like when I was trying to overcome objections or trying to like help them with their own breakthroughs, it's almost like I was there with them and I wasn't helping them. But now, like since I was able to overcome that for myself and continue to do that, like I'm able to see like, oh, I can help this person in this way because like I've been there and I've overcome that. So now it's more authentic and I can actually help them in a way that is really going to help them see that change versus me trying to like be there with them and kind of be on the same team as them, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't buy into a story that they're having if you don't have that story. And you can see if somebody's feeling afraid of change, feeling unworthy, feeling like they don't believe in themselves because you've been there. And so because you've been able to get really uncomfortable with yourself and face yourself and overcome so much, like you're unwilling to buy into whatever's holding them back because that doesn't serve them.
Yeah.
And be able to hold up the mirror for them with integrity, with purpose, and be able to help them break through and overcome their own limiting beliefs so that they can get the outcome that they're wanting, which is like you helping them.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
What would you go back and tell like the Zara that was the version of you, before you lost the weight, before you started this company, before you learned everything that you're learning right now? Like, if you were going to give her a piece of advice, what would you tell her?
Ooh, I would tell her, well, first, I would tell her that she's not alone. I would tell her not to give up. And I would tell her that, you will get everything in life that you deserve. Because I always felt like unworthy of certain things. So I would tell her that, like, you're 100% worthy. Like, things do get better. And just keep on going, because the more you keep going, like, you'll really see that change and you'll really see that transformation. So I would honor her, tell her to keep going, tell her that she's not alone, and honestly tell her to keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean by keep fighting?
Because I feel like when I mean keep fighting, because before, like, I've always felt like I've been going through so many like battles, like internally and also externally as well. So I would just tell her to keep fighting through it and keep pushing through, the limiting beliefs and through like feeling unworthy, because the more you keep pushing through it and the more you keep having like the breakthroughs, the more you'll actually like be in that version of yourself that
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What would you tell another woman, that has had some of the same struggles as you, all around? Number one, looking in the mirror, she doesn't like what she looks like. Number two, she's trying to sell people and she's failing.
Mm-hmm.
And then number three, just feeling unworthy in some way, scared, wanting to shut down, not wanting to be bright, and this is the same woman that has all these things.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell her? Like, what piece of advice or what encouragement would you share with her?
I would tell her that what you see in the mirror now is not the woman that you're going to see a week from now or a year from now. So I would always tell her, like, whatever you want or whatever changes that you want, you can dream that for yourself and you can get that for yourself. But don't feel like whatever you see now, you're stuck like that. Because so many different, like we all go through different things. Like, there's so many changes that you go through. So even if you're going through a hard time right now, like, know that it won't last forever, and you can 100% change your circumstance, but also you can 100% make your circumstances better. So I would say that.
So this is really interesting. This is a little contradictory, and I want to bring it up because I feel like a lot of people will say, oh, like, just love yourself in the mirror anyways, and just like, hey, just love this version of you.
Mm-hmm.
Which I understand, but I don't think it's always helpful in order for you to get what you want. Because if you want to change something in your life, it requires uncomfortability and it requires pain of your current situation and future pain. I definitely think of like, hey, we can appreciate where we're at right now and have grace for ourselves, but it's okay. It's okay to not love yourself where you're at right now because you're wanting to do something differently. And it's okay to believe in what's possible for yourself and know that if you're doing the work, you're going to get there. Progression is happiness. So if you are working towards something, you can be proud of that and be happy of that. It's okay if you don't like exactly what you're seeing right now. It's okay if you don't like the commission that you're getting from your sales job or from your business. You're like, it's okay if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it gives you like that permission and that willingness to fight, like your words, for what it is that you want. And you'll start pushing towards it because you're not happy. Do you see that? Because I feel like a lot of people are just like, oh, just love yourself and, like, just let's love it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how that's going to help you change.
Yeah, because that actually made me think about like when I like started my weight loss journey, because it wasn't because, oh, I loved my body. Like, genuinely, it's because I did not like it. And I think the more I did not like it, the more I'm like, okay, I have to change it so I do like it. So I do agree with that too, because every change that I've ever been through in my life was not because like I loved myself where I was at. It's because the opposite. I did not like where I was, or I hated where I was, and it was too painful for me to sit and be where I am. So I think for sure.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people, and we're not talking about anybody else, right? I'm not trying to say anybody else's journey or like shame anybody else's body. I just want to make really, really clear. I'm not doing that, but I'm talking about our own bodies. And if we're not happy with something, if we want to change it, that's okay. And it does require some level of accountability. If you want to change your skill set, you want to make more money, you need more skills. If you want to change your gut, you're going to have a skill set, which is acquiring knowledge, right? Like from Zara, from people like Zara, to where you can learn, hey, this is not working. This is what I should be doing instead. But if you don't have that knowledge, if you don't have that skill set, like you're going to be at a loss because you don't know what to do, you know?
Yeah.
One last thing. So like for, going through our training programs and like going through our retreat, like let's say that there's a woman and she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should do something like that. What would you tell her? Like just being like an experience as being like a client in our community, like what does it feel like? What is it like? What advice can you give her?
I would say go through it, even if you're nervous, because when I started, I was very, very, very afraid and nervous, but it truly had changed my life. So I would say for any woman who, was on the fence or just like not sure about transformation, I always say like, do it scared, do it afraid, whatever, just figure out how to do it, but do it. Because honestly, if I didn't meet you, Kayla, if I didn't come across your reel when I was like in a really dark space, like I wouldn't be able to have the transformation that I have. And like, I look back from like 2025, because I think it's almost been a year, I think February 2025 till now, I'm a completely different woman. And it has truly changed my life. And I had to do it scared, because if I didn't, I knew that I would just be in the same spot. So I think what I would say to any woman is like, if you're truly tired of being in that same spot, like do whatever you can in your power to try to change that, because it would really reap you so much reward, so much benefit. And you can see a lot of change from that for sure.
Amazing. Yeah. I love that. I received that. If I am a woman and I'm having a hard time with my gut health and I want a flat tummy for the summer, how do I find you? How do I work with you? What does that look like?
Yes, so I do have my website is open. It is the Gut Goddess Collective. So I'm not sure if it'll be linked, but also my Instagram is Kai the Goddess. My DMs are open and I'm always responsive. So you guys can message me with any concerns and I'll help you guys go over that. And I also have a TikTok as well that's also open. The DMs are open as well. So you guys can DM me.
What do they say? Help me with my gut, girl. Like what should they be saying?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I do have a generic word on my Instagram. It's DM me the word gut.
Okay.
And I'll respond back to you and I can see how I can help you so that we can get your gut healed. You can lose the weight, balance your hormones, all that stuff. So that's me.
Amazing. Okay. One last thing for anybody that is on here that is listening, any woman, any last piece of advice or anything that you would give her, if she's watching this and she's just like, I want to be more powerful. I want to step into my leadership. I want more for my life. Any last little bits of wisdom that you want to give her?
This kind of threw me. I think one of the things I would say is every day wake up and choose or even try something that like your inner child would like, or even wake up, because that's what I've been doing recently. I've been waking up every day and I'm like, okay, what would Zara want to do right now? Like, what would my inner child want to do? And I think that will help you every day find that little spark in you.
Like play. Like, what do you do? Give me an example.
It changes. So like today I woke up and I'm like, oh, I want to go for a walk outside even though it's snowing, which, or some days I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I want to play dress up and I'll have a dress up, or, oh, I want to do my makeup this way, or, oh, I want to try this new restaurant, or like take myself on dates and things like that.
I love that.
Be things like, oh, like after my call, I want to go to my bed or something,
No, that's amazing. I love that so much. Okay, amazing. I know we're out of time here, but I'm so, so grateful for you. I'm going to play with that tomorrow. Wake up. What does little Kayla want to do today? It's amazing. Anyways, follow Miss Zara. It is Kai the Goddess on her Instagram. Thank you so much, Zara, for being here.
Thank you for having me so much.
You're welcome.